Welcome back to the 10-Minute Blitz podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Langdon. I hope all of you are having a great start to your week, and we have another fun episode for you today as we are joined alongside another guest, Niels Wippe. Niels is from Frankfurt, Germany, and is an international student here at the University of St. Mary. Niels is also a fan of the NFL, and we're going to have a quick conversation with him today talking about his experience about being an NFL fan and also the evolving and growing community of the NFL going worldwide into Germany. And as always, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and let's get right into it. Okay, and we are here with Niels. Niels, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Niels, 20, and from Germany.
Nice to meet you, Niels. And really, let's get into the questions here. Of course, you're from Germany, and my main questions to start off are, what drew you to American football? Do you have a favorite team? And if so, what really made you choose them as your main staple team?
Okay, so for me, it was the night of my 11th birthday into my 12th birthday, and the Super Bowl was going on, and I knew it through my dad because my dad lived a while in New York, and so he just said, let's watch it. It's a super big event. I wanted to watch it. It was super late because of the time difference in Germany. I fell asleep midway, but it was great. I just loved watching it. And I know it was the Panthers versus the Broncos. So I kind of became a Panthers fan for a while. But then because we don't really have any affiliation with a specific place, we could just pick and choose whatever team we like best. And as a family, we just became Packers fans.
Perfect. So you're kind of like all for the Packers right now. All kind of like, even though you're not from Green Bay, you're all for the Packers. Okay, I got you. Very cool. And have you ever been to an NFL game live, either in the U.S. or Germany? And how was that experience? Was there, like, comparing it to other either previous sporting experiences or just a first-time thing?
Mm-hmm. So I've been to a Chiefs game, just in the playoffs now. That was great. I loved the atmosphere there. Very different from what I've been used to from soccer. I still loved it. It was really great to be there and just watch it. And it was a lot of fun. And yeah, great experience. I tried to get to one in Germany, but the cards were instantly sold out and I had no chance of making it.
And so I'm guessing it was pretty popular then when they announced the NFL was coming to Germany. Like, as you said, it was pretty just much sold out and everything. So very interesting. And then how do you think the NFL's popularity has grown over the years in Germany? Do you see people like wearing NFL jerseys around or talking about it as like a common thing there as well?
Where I was from, I didn't really know anybody else who was really interested in the NFL. Maybe a couple of people in my school, but very at random. You won't really see anybody walking around with jerseys, but you can definitely see people on social media and a growing community. Yeah, so it's definitely gaining popularity.
Absolutely. And do you think that Germany could ever have its own NFL team, and would it work in a sense?
I don't know about that. I don't think it would work for the football league here. I know we have one at home. Obviously not as big or as good as the NFL, but I don't know if you can have German representation in one single team here. I don't think that will work.
Perfect. Yeah, it would just kind of like mix all. Do you think it would be as popular? Do you think like a lot of people would kind of like, people grow up to like play soccer, play tennis? Do you think people would start like growing up to play football like they do here as like a main staple, or do you think like teams like soccer and tennis would still outweigh those ones?
I think soccer just has a firm grip on the popularity. It's just basically soccer in Europe is the football here, right? You can't have any other sport that's even close to it. Even though there's obviously other great sports such as football, but I don't think it will have the same influence as soccer will have. But I think it could be one guys enjoy and just start playing it in their free time.
Absolutely, I get that. Fair enough. And moving on, what do you think the NFL could do to get the sport even more popular in Germany? We're just talking about how, they're having games over there and everything, and how still soccer is a little more popular and everything. But can you think of anything that could make it more popular in Germany?
I mean, advertisement obviously can help. A little bit something like a channel or anything that would explain football better to people, because I could get a grip on what football is and understand the rules and the complicated game because my father lived here and kind of explain it to me. But I think for people that have no contact with the sport whatsoever, they don't really have a chance. We had a TV channel that tried to explain the best they could, but obviously when a game is going on, they have to focus on the game as well, and then it's just too much, I think, for people. So maybe that is something like explaining the rules somehow.
Yeah, I get that. And you said there was like a channel. Do they like still like basically speak German like while they're broadcasting it, or they speak in the U.S. Like we're used to, of course, them speaking English and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do they just translate it to German and everything, and kind of try to do that play by play, but also try to explain it, and it's just a little much?
So the way it's been, I think it changed now, but I don't really know because I couldn't watch it because I live here now. But
Right.
so we had this channel, and it was just a English broadcast basically, but with own German casters. So we
Okay.
have the footage of you guys, what you guys give us, but our own explanations.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's kind of like a play by play
Mm-hmm.
in German and everything. And what's the German perspective on American football? Do people see it as exciting, confusing, or something else? And you kind of brought it up how it's kind of like a little confusing, can be a little much.
I think exciting, confusing is the perfect summary because people see the big plays, the big tackles, right? The long throws, Hail Mary catches, and all that good stuff, right? And they're super excited about it, and they just see that and think the whole stadium is exploding behind that. That's absolutely awesome. But on the other hand, you have a lot of standing around, right? In between, a lot of flags, and then it's hard to understand what a flag means.
Mm.
And yeah, that's just a main issue.
And then you also brought up the Super Bowl. The NFL actually opened the idea about hosting a Super Bowl in other countries in the future, and they also have the international games. If it was hosted in Germany in the future, where do you think a Super Bowl, like a game like that, as big as it is, should be played? Do you have like a stadium in mind or a specific part of Germany you think it could be played in? That'd be like a really good, basically big spot to host an event like that.
Mm-hmm. So right now we have games in Berlin and in Frankfurt, right? And I think, for me personally, I live in Frankfurt. I come from Frankfurt. It should be in Frankfurt, obviously, but they used the soccer stadium for it, and the soccer stadium and the fans that are going there, and are part of the team that are there are just the best fans I think of any team in the world or around the world, because they're just super loud. They're just super excited about the players, and I think if you could get and recreate that atmosphere, the stadium would be perfect for it. Maybe a little too small. That's the only thing, but I would love to see that there.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, I could see that. I could see that. Before I let you go, I have one more question. This is a little bit of a fun one. If you were to play in the NFL or football overall, what position do you think you would play?
Okay. I think I'm fast, and I think I can catch pretty well. I think I would be perfectly suited for a wide receiver, and I think it's just making the long catch and then running it to a touchdown. That would be absolutely great. Stadium exploding behind you. I think the feeling must be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could be that person.
Absolutely, love to hear it, and thank you for joining us, Niels, and everything.
Thank you for having me.
Giving a little insight on what's going on in Germany, and thank you very much. Thank you again, Niels, for joining on the podcast today. I appreciate him taking the time to chat with us, talking about what it's like to be an NFL fan from another country, being Germany, as well as the growing fan base for the sport there as well. In the meantime, if you all are curious on more NFL content, be sure to tune in to the 10-Minute Blitz podcast, as we will be talking with new guests and talking about new storylines all around the NFL world. As always, everybody, have a great day, and then we will see you again next week.